So let's talk about Kapha people, the third one. So this is earth and water, something I'm not familiar with at all. When we think of earth and water, we can think of the qualities of heavy, static, immobile, slow, dull, cold, oily, liquid, smooth, dense, soft, sticky, and gross. Not gross as in, ooh, gross, but gross as in not subtle. But mainly when you think of a Kapha person, think of cold, wet, and stable, like earth and water. But don't think mud, think Mother Earth. So Kapha is, to me, is full Mother Earth situation. Classically, again, Kapha people are more the maternal and paternal aspects of society, the real mothers and bakers and I think singers as well in society, because they usually have incredibly magnificent, mellifluous voices, like we're talking Pavarotti. Another great example of an incredibly Kapha person is Oprah. I think she has quite a bit of pitta there as well for everything that she's achieved, but she brings that beautiful maternal aspect to whatever she does, which makes everyone who watches her or listen to her feel incredibly loved and warm. You know, it's amazing quality. So physically, Kapha people can best be described as solid, stable, and attractive. So again, in the classic text, when they describe Kapha people, they just sound amazingly beautiful. You know, thick, long, lustrous, dark hair, big doe-like eyes with thick, long lashes, big, strong, perfect, straight, amazing, beautiful teeth, big, luscious lips, full-breasted, gorgeous, hourglass figures, you know, just absolutely beautiful people. However, you know, every constitution has the good and the bad. So Kapha constitution with the earth and the water tendency, they are the constitution most inclined to easily gain weight, particularly in the lower parts of their body, which can be a real challenge for Kapha people. They're very, very stable, so they have incredible memories, but the intelligence isn't quite as sharp as pitta people, so sometimes they can take a little while to understand concepts, but once they understand them, they'll just freaking remember them forever. So that's lucky, unlike Vata people who have no memories whatsoever. We might understand something quickly, but then it's gone the next day, pretty much. So they sleep well, their digestion is pretty stable. I forgot to mention in the pitta person, I didn't talk about their digestion, which is hopeless because that's the most important thing. So pitta people, back to pitta people, I'm so Vata right now. Pitta people have quite stable digestion, but when it becomes imbalanced, they have a tendency towards fiery digestion. So when their digestion gets too hot, so they might have more of an inclination towards reflux, heartburn, and more heat-related issues in terms of and excessive appetite, where they just cannot satisfy their appetite. Kapha people, in terms of their digestion, they have a tendency to have more dull digestion, so where they might not be very hungry at all, and when they do eat, it feels like a brick in their stomach and just sits in their stomach for hours on end, and that's why they might only need to eat a tiny amount of food and still feel like they're gaining weight. That's a real common thing for Kapha people. They, in terms of their other constitutional aspects, I talked about them, you know, the doe-like eyes and the perfect white, beautiful, thick, slightly oily skin that have quite large ears with really fleshy lobes. Their limbs aren't well defined at all, so when you have someone whose arm just almost looks like it doesn't have any joints in it at all, it's just an arm, that's a little bit more Kapha-y, unlike say a Vatari person who might, you know, has the big lumps of bones along the way. They're just really strong and stable. Their circulation is good and their perspiration is moderate. They don't mind warm climates, whereas a Pitta person doesn't like warm climates at all, and a Vata person can't handle cold climates. Kapha's a little bit more stable. They're okay with either. Mentally, we talked about that. They grasp concepts slowly but remember them forever. They tend to be very emotionally calm and stable, very loving, very compassionate, very patient. They're all their positive qualities, but in an imbalanced state, they might tend to be a little bit more attached and sentimental to certain things, like unable to let go of stuff that's happened in the past, or unable to let go of things or objects that they feel really sentimental about. So that's that really watery emotional aspect to them. They can also have a tendency towards possessiveness, depression and laziness when the earth and water element gets imbalanced, and it gets really heavy. There can be a real heaviness to their emotions. But mainly when you think of a Kapha person, think of someone who is incredibly loving, very warm, very compassionate. You know, when you hug them, you just squish into them and want to stay there forever, because the warmth and the softness of their being is lovely. I've had a lot of Kapha friends, which has been great because they've been such a stabilizing effect on my life, and yeah, I miss their hugs. They're awesome. So next we'll talk about dual constitutions. So when these constituent Vata and Pitta, Pitta and Kapha and Vata, when they come together, what that looks like, because that's really what most of us are going to relate to. And then I've used myself a bit of as an example, but I'll go through like the exact aspects of my physiology so you can see, oh yeah, that's Pitta, that's Kapha, that's Vata, no Kapha here, no Kapha here. Just as an example, so you know when you're looking at someone what you might be looking for if you want to work out their constitution, and when you want to work out your own. See you soon.